of Ghana's parliament have the minority group propose a speaker and win that vote. You can't take it away from them.
94.7.
Since the days of Liman in 1980 or 81, you've never seen a government budget rejected. The kinds of exposés of corruption, any financial malfeasance the Ghanaian people are complaining about has been based on the vigilance of this minority group. And they have provided stellar leadership. Now, even in the past 72 to 96 hours, me say, Ora Haruna, Tanya waso ni manu awomo tamale, waso mumi, ama, we have a certain level of calm in Tamale. Tanya, Asawatin su ayekom. I mean, people have made press conferences here, but there could have been a worse reaction. The fact that they have managed this well, for me, speaks to their leadership and speaks to the fact that they are putting the interest of the NDC and John Mahama as our presumptive flag bearer ahead of any personal pain that they may feel. Because the AOB on door party now, Obeka Sendi, Ejantum, Nayen Seimu. Ultimately, it is not about minority leader or minority chief whip. It is about the presidency of Ghana. And even in this difficult moment, I see the leadership they are showing in ensuring that their strongholds remain committed to the vision of the NDC in rescuing Ghana in 2024. In the same vein, Mebo Ora to force any Kwame Agboja, any Boa, Amaboa, Mebo Mabaso. Esan said, our performance, we see a victor must be magnanimous in his victory. There is no victor or winner here. Then so woman to say I see Yama Omo Akwenya. The woman young for Sebitafacha, woman dream do year. And by now, the statement, any jubilation, it was water region, it was central region, it was western region. But again, there you have seen, say, the focus has not been on the individuals and what their backings are. The focus has been on the NDC as a party, and Yabefa or how any Afucha Ghana for FMU, Ewo Ghana mu, and another don't cook for any Baumiano. How say you want Mufrisa or how no? And so once again, I also celebrate them. And this for me shows me that we've got leadership material in the NDC that will help John Mahama from day one of his governor of his presidency in 2025 to begin the restoration of our country to the right path. Now that said, issues have happened. Me as MP, who be Samia, the Meniji Hua, Nukawanya ni Meniji Hua. Your party, no, you won't pay for a party, no. The couple general secretary, any national chairman, any national executive, any Jumana show monster. At least in parliament, you know, my selection of leaders, you know, 2017, my first term, no, any 2021. In the two instances, no, one more power, paying for any young at MPs, power, your leaders, Adabraka. Your national headquarters for taking his decision, no.
Yes.
But we take a decision, no. Woman young ebedu hum komo enya Joy FM. Enya Joy FM so and I say your leader ye stay and I whip ye say. Ultimately here. There was a meeting with us in the DF Annan auditorium. In fact, in 2021, 4th of January 2021. And each time the two times both on the 5th of January 2017 and 4th of January 2021, no. You take key leaders for the 7th and 8th parliaments, no. It wasn't automatic, say, a binya omodi buy, no, and one obiape. 2021, what would the dean buy, no? There were other counter names. There were counter names to anybody as whip or anybody as leader or deputy leader. And so what was decided, they say, okay, all the regional caucuses should go and meet and decide on who the 16 regional caucuses wanted as our leaders. Na yen still na yen fanche envelope na yen still envelope no. Na yen fan number political committee ewo Adabraka. Enti yesili you know greater ka yen nkofo aye nkofo din aye de ahye envelope mu. But we didn't know the names that Ashanti region or Eastern region or Central region put in their list. Then so nobody from Greater Accra questioned the final decision that came from Adabraka. I can say we were engaged in the process. SHS for Krapo and your headmaster. Sana me was school no headmaster never frete. Who ya foul head boy. Who ya foul labor prefect. Who ya foul entertainment. Who ya foul dining hall. This I am the sabium. This is a unkalano to me kind manifesto. Emma school money na SSO. Wamutu swaba.
Sure.
And they elect their own leader. So we are members of parliament. Because I just say young na yebet busy because NDP on the 4th of January 2021 also wrote a letter. Then Secretary John Boydu wrote a letter detailing who the party at NEC had chosen. I have that letter I can share with you. So it is not a new thing. But normally, no, at least you would engage members of parliament on a certain level. So that the people say, Yensu, you are your input. Me per asymmetry, but majority see one per obenting. Maka masem, obviously masem, but because I am in the minority, I know that they have heard me and I am part of what has been done. But don't let them so na metre say they are reshuffle. Obidi me anka say, obidi me leaders anka say. A better style be, and that is the crux of the issues that are being raised now. I haven't heard anybody, not even Honorable Haruna or Honorable Muntaka, question the capacity of Atufosin, Amabua, and Abuja. Because under the Haruna leadership, they made all those 3 people ranking members. They're all ranking members.
Sure.
So if they did not have capacity, they wouldn't have chosen them as ranking members. So their capacity is not in that. What the question and issue here is the process and the timing. And the process is about the engagement and consultation. If you listen, I have used engagement throughout my submission.
Yeah.
Not consultation.
Yeah.
Because at Adabraka, I say, what my consultation? And you say, what more control? We have heard. Yes, we are friends in your funny bit. At the time, say, hey, Papa, who of committee council of elders? Obi frère wana. Okay, I one more frère me. And I can say, and I can say. So yes, there may have been consultation, but when you finish your consultation, the process of delivering a final verdict must involve the engagement of those who will be directly affected. And in this case, the caucus, the 137. You should call us and tell us, hey, your decision based on consultations, and that's what we've always done. This is how we arrived at the decision. People will have their say. And we will finally reach a consensus position. Then we go out publicly. And
from my...
so for me,
yes.
Okay. For me, it's a simple thing. We are calling on our Council of Elders to immediately convene a meeting of our National Chairman and General Secretary. And then the announced leadership and the outgoing leadership. I mean, kind of for want of better phrase. Now, what won't you over this weekend? Then let them sort their issues out. Because Tuesday, caucus no will meet with Martin Penyufono. But answer now, let them have that understanding. Say how things went were not the best. They can be better. The party needs to use this as an opportunity to put in writing what the processes for the selection of our leaders will be in Parliament. So that that same way, it be in CBM. But the BIA what we need to think of, Obi, George Haruna boy. Haruna, name no.
Yes.
Haruna, and now catch Haruna said, Rabium Nabedi leader on J.
After the SCNT.
Sorry?
After the SCNT.
I yet to say Sebi. That was not the intention, but I yet to say you're good thing. And you cannot underestimate the stature of Haruna Idrisu. He's the longest serving leader, minority leader. Muntaka is the longest serving minority chief whip, or even chief whip in Parliament. So you cannot underestimate who they are and what they bring to the table. There ought to have been a better way. In national executive, but I'm saying, sir, there ought to have been a better way to manage the people who were going to be taken out, because you need every single one person for us to be able to stand up to the tyranny of the MPP.
My understanding from yes. Okay, Sam. My understanding from interviewer, National Chairman Johnson Asedun Ketia, and Joy News, and he made this point quite clearly. Say, party leadership no esoma an elder of the party to go and speak to the two leaders, i.e. Haruna Idrisu and Muntaka Mubarak. Into a they followed it up with a letter personally to them. Into almost send you letters. And you almost the letter a speaker and speaker letter no na leaky, because he makes the point say nanka omo train ama house no assign a reconvene, and they would have met all the 137 or 136 of you to inform you as well.
Obi, me can say Chairman General Akano and you, but Sanka that approach no Sanka a perfect anka assembly anka enyatem. I asem because I told Chimaka credo baby, and that's what I'm saying. Where we are now, compromise is the only way forward. Oh, Minia, my dream you, minim say a bad mistake, but a bad mistake. Party or donency, Jaimanenka, there was no evil intent. And we move on. Because once to mark Council of Elders and a paying party paying to Uncle Bob Mamanie, I'm once you let a maomo, I'm a year Harun and a year petition there.
There be.
Why would a year petition? And yet the other members of the caucus. What about Mukoko? What catch on Bibi? What can be at your mother? You see, and because there is precedence that when you were appointing previous leaders, before you wrote to the speaker, you met with the caucus. That is why, you see, precedence gives a right of expectation. Sankadebia, you better after your trauma speaker, you better already swear. No problem. Anka, it is a norm. But when I hear because me as MP, Emma, radio journalist, every time I say, what do you have to say about the change in your leadership? And I'm saying, who has changed my leadership? It is that apparent disrespect, I'm using disrespect advisedly.
Yeah.
And a lack of engagement with the parliamentary caucus, and no Dani Atemno. Because when you listen to everybody who is complaining about this issue, Obi, and tell me if I'm wrong, they talk about two things: process and timing.
Sure.
Process and timing.
Sure.
That's all everybody is talking about.
Sure.
So they are not talking about the power to effect change. They are not talking about whether it is expedient or not. That is not in doubt. That is not in question. What is in question is the process. And for me, where we sit today, the process, whether you like it or not, I campaign for Asedun Ketia. I have no shame hiding it. I think he will make a fantastic chairman for our party. However, on this particular one, I hold a respectful view, sir. Na kakaka in the implementation.
And then press conference, no? Yeah, press conference. I think the other point was made, sir, in the letter sent to the speaker, no, the first paragraph, like I said, the party leadership and a take a decision. No, the question was asked, say, which level of leadership? Is it the National Council? Is it the Congress? Is it the FEC? Is it the NEC? Is it why would they take that decision? Because it seems only executive being
that can be answered when you have an engagement with the caucus. Because Obi, because maybe national executive.
Yeah,
I am a member of NEC by virtue of parliamentary representation.
Sure,
but as far as I'm aware, NEC has not discussed this matter.
Really?
Oh, because there's been no NEC meeting. At the last NEC meeting I attended, this matter did not come.
Okay.
I am not a member of FEC, so I can't tell what happened at FEC. I know Congress is the other decision-making body. In fact, the highest decision-making body.
Yeah.
The last time we had Congress was for election of executives. So there's a possibility it could have happened at FEC. I don't know. And these are questions that the minority caucus is rightfully asking. And these are questions that can and need to be answered by national executives. But you see, these questions would have been addressed if the engagement had happened with the caucus before this came out. And that's why I'm looking forward to the engagement we will have on Tuesday. It is supposed to resolve all of these matters. Baby, obiya ni ye na ni nua na ntiase a ye be cheche mu. Baby, obiya nye ni ye nso na ebia ede asem kakra aba ye be ka ho asem na ye jai. Look, ultimately, and I'm happy about one thing. Haruna Iddrisu said today at the meeting in Parliament, or say, whatever is needed for the victory of the NDC in 2024, he remains committed to it. And for me, that should be our guiding principle and our way forward. Our Council of Elders must immediately step in and see how to just breach the gap that appears to have been created. But now Obi, none of our leaders will go because of this and go and live in America and be running his or her constituency from America. PSC were MBB paying. They did a reshuffle in January 2021. After that, MP Baku, one of their leaders who was taken out, is now running her constituency from America. So they have no moral right to talk about this. But I can assure you, Abeji, Haruna, Muntaka, Agboja, Bua, and Ato will remain committed members of Parliament who will serve their people from the Chamber of Parliament come 7th of February 2023.
And come 7th of February 2023, because earlier Oka said the caucus will remain united behind their leadership. Is it the old leadership or this incoming leadership?
Now, Obi, party are taking decision. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think President Akufo-Addo has refused to change Ken Ofori-Atta, despite the demands of Onwani MP?
Asempa FM
97 MPs, and later we're told 137. Let's sign a petition. Tell Nanado on Sasa Ken Ofori-Atta. What is the reason and thinking behind it? Say, as a leader, if you take a decision and you buckle under pressure, one say you're opening the floodgate. Is that not the reason why he's holding back? If party has taken a decision, there has to be extremely extenuating circumstances for decisions to be changed. Extremely extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
And those circumstances cannot be pressure. That's one thing we must bear in mind.
Sure.
And that's what I'm saying. Say, it is going to take dialogue to either get a change or to either carry us forward. Whether you are going to change or whether you're going to carry on, it's going to take dialogue. And then Amakano say, Haruna here, Asamwe AC. Charlie, Haruna doesn't need to be leader to be Haruna. He doesn't. He was Haruna before he became minority leader. He will remain Haruna after his term as minority leader. It is about us respecting and respecting each other's sacrifice to our party. Because Haruna, and never to wear Sam John, and never to wear Fifi Kwete. And I would say the same thing, that this person has served our party, has sacrificed for our party, and must be respected accordingly. That one is non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, I get you. But you may have heard senior journalist Ben Efson make the point. He believes, say, we need orchestration from Asiedu Nketia and the presumptive leader of the NDC, John Mahama, to get Haruna Iddrisu out. Say what?
With the greatest of respect, Obi, with the greatest of respect to you and your listeners, I would plead with you that anytime when you make don't bring in jokers like Ben Efson.
Oh, that's not what you mean. A joker. This is a senior journalist.
He's a big joker. Someone who sits in the comfort of his room, and based on how much you pay him, he produces.
Oh no, but those are not fair comments.
They are very fair comments. Let me tell you. Look, he's done it to me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm saying Ben Efson has done it to me.
How?
Every time I've gone into an election, because I've refused to pay, he's always done polls against me.
No, but Sam.
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm saying it on your platform. I'm saying Ben Efson is a joke of a pollster. Tell him I said so.
But when you polls,
don't bring jokers who take. On Ben Efson, what does he know about the NDC? When was the last time Ben Efson gave you a credible poll? When? Did Ben Efson not say, and both NDC and MPP? Did Ben Efson not, and I've told you every time I've gone into an election with Honorable E.P. Mensah, he said I was going to lose. I won by 68%. When I contested my cousin Sylvester Mensah, Sylvester Peck, in the general election, he said I was going to lose. I won by 68%. I think that didn't teach him a lesson. Myself and Michael, he said I will lose. I won. Yes, I won by 7 votes, but I still won. Then the general election against Alex Mate, he said, oh, because of how close my primaries was, I was a winner. I won. I increased my vote from 26,000 to 50,000.
Yeah.
So you take such a person seriously?
Yeah, but
you know the same person who said John Boyd was going to win?
No, but what he said on this, no. But Sam, what he said on this, no, a result of a poll. Analysis are not all about this.
Analysis from where? He prides himself as a pollster and as a journalist, and I've just shown you how much of a joke he is as a pollster. How then do you take such a character as a serious source for analysis? What analysis does he do? Obi, please, with the greatest of respect, if you do analysis, I will take it more seriously than him. So you do your analysis. Don't bring in jokers when we are talking serious business.
But Sam George, I mean, you cannot refer to him as a joker.
I can, and I will.
No, but it's not fair. You're
honorable. You think it is fair? You think that it is fair for Ben Efson to engage in his business journalism? His paid for journalism, yellow journalism, where he's trying to set John Mahama up for ridicule to serve his paymasters?
Sam, me pacho.
Tell Ben Efson he has failed. The attempt to draw John Mahama into this. It is stupid, it is disgusting and unbecoming of somebody who is supposed to be a senior journalist in this country. These are the characters that make people say journalists only think about their stomach.
No, but if he says the presumptive leader of the party, because come what may, for the party to take such a decision, the presumptive leader would be aware, no?
If they consulted him, yes. So why did he not mention any of the Council of Elders who were also contacted? Council of Elders, they are more than there's more than one member of the Council of Elders. The chairman of the Council of Elders is Alhaji Mahama Iddrisu. Why did he not say it's an orchestration of Alhaji Mahama Iddrisu? Why is he not saying it is an orchestration of Alhaji Mahama Iddrisu? Why is he not saying it's an orchestration of Uncle Ato Ahoy? Why is he saying it's an orchestration of John Mahama? Because he's been paid to try to drag John Mahama into this. I'm putting it on record. I say he's been paid to try to drag John Mahama into this.
You will not use
about John Mahama and set a fight between John Mahama and Haruna.
Yeah, but
Haruna
Sam,
knows the truth.
Sam, you will not use this platform to be hurling, I mean, raw insults on a senior journalist. It's not fair.
What insults have I held at him?
But because you joke, I insult then.
No, he's not. It's an adjective. I use the joker as an adjective. I'm describing him. When you describe someone, it's not an insult. When I say someone is a joker, and I've gone ahead to establish for you how much of a joker and comedian he is when it comes to polls, you cannot say that it's an insult. I have given you established evidence. I have used my elections, 5 elections or 4 elections I have gone to. I have used that as an example for you. I have used John Boyd's election as another example of his flawed poll. I mean, what more evidence do you want me to show you that the person is a joker when it comes to polls? Who takes benefits seriously when it comes to polls in this country? He should show you how he conducted his polls. Polls are scientific exercises. He should show you how does he conduct his polls? What is his poll size?
Yeah, but I didn't think so. Polls now, why those ones you are not making reference
Which
to.
Polls has been, but if you call predictions and Obi, you having to start down and predict things, does it make you a pollster? Do you go around calling yourself a pollster? If you can speak clearly, say Obi be Winnie Adi, and then you Obi, like I said, we're having a very serious conversation about the NDC. The joke called Ben Espen, who tries to draw John Mahama into this. I'm saying to you, do not introduce such people into a serious conversation again. We need to begin to Obi, people like you do serious work as journalists. And we need to protect the integrity of the fourth estate of the realm. We need to continue to celebrate people like Manasseh and Co. who do proper journalism, who do investigative pieces, and begin to call out charlatans who are using journalism as a way of making money. We need to do that. That is what we need to get to in this country. It is not only politicians we call out, but even people who tarnish the hard-earned reputation of a noble profession like journalism. I mean, in all of this conversation, all Ben Espen can think about is that John Mahama is the one orchestrating this.
Asempa FM.
How disgusting.
94.7.
Saminti, in the next few days, you expect the Council of Elders to step in now among fair parties around one table and have a discussion, right?
It's our only way forward, and I believe that the Council of Elders, in fact, the petitions that are being written are being written to the Council of Elders. And so definitely they would react, and I trust in the competence of the people. Alaji Mahama Idrisu led. Alaji Mahama Idrisu I mean, he's a household name, an accomplished statesman, and with him leading the Council of Elders, I am confident in his leadership that they have dealt with even more difficult situations. You understand me? And it can't be handled.
But would you think, sir, this being the first major decision of the new leadership under General Asiedu Nketia, somebody you supported publicly, more like a rough start, no?
Oh, look, Asiedu Nketia is like a cat. He has 9 lives. He has 9 lives. and he would always know how to wiggle his way out of tight spaces, and that's why he's the longest serving general secretary in the history of our country's politics. Today he's the national chairman. Fifi Kwete is another very sharp and astute young man. And so for me, you can choose to call it a rough start. I don't see that. I see this as a storm in a teacup. But ultimately, I mean, yes, matters have been ruffled. But I'm happy this is happening so early. It will allow things to settle down, and then we'll get into the proper groove after the 13th of May. Yeah, flag bearer.
Yeah.
Now parliamentary candidates in I think 227 constituencies on that day. Then we'll get down to the serious business of preparing the next government to salvage this country from the kleptocracy. In fact, I was going to say the rape of the public purse. But where the and you say woman we you know, we need to save this country from the kleptocracy going on.
Somebody says I should tell you, sir, the longest serving minority caucus leaders in the history of Parliament, Alban Bagbin and Osei Chemin Sabonsu, both spent 8 years each in
I'm duly guided.
Yeah, Omono survey more than Haruna. The other thing is on the 13th of May in the Ningo Pram constituency, umfoni bewa ballot neso.
Yami aduma.
Na so far obi atwinity ana.
Oh, yes, titi nyama won from mo but obi antumi an unity say me ba. But ye twen wo mo.
Na
I don't know who said to say last kill I watch Chinese movie.
Okaze na only the contested the last time no. Obesia baby o.
I just a friend ebisa no.
Sir. So on about original chairman, all right?
Okay. Second.
Obedi second original chairmanship. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Hey, on so my close way in the last one. No. So now beaten by 7 votes, no. Hey. Anyways, on community consent segment, there is this bridge in your constituency. Chalemoma Medino bridge, you know, minim say who anas about to attention and Nadia was soon I say I'm
sure you are talking to the bridge, the Bailey Bridge on the way to Afienya, on the Afienya the way.
Yeah, sure.
Minimum constituency, you know.
Sure.
Now, and because for you to know, say, I am aware of the issue. One body in the car, once you started the description, I showed you, and I'll tell you what we've done about it.
Okay.
That bridge is part of a contract that has been awarded. It was awarded in 2015 under John Mahama to a company called Mr. Simain Ghana Limited. Simain Ghana Limited is one of the biggest construction companies in Ghana. They're doing a lot of cocoa roads. They're also doing the interchange Palace Mall into East Legon.
Oh, okay.
They are the ones on that road. Now, that bridge has to be changed from the Bailey Bridge to a concrete bridge.
Mm-hmm.
That is the plan in the contract that has been given. But even those who use the road will tell you, last year, early part of last year, me di wafa twice already. Twice, as since he became minister for road. Last year, me di nechisa ama orilizi kaka ama Simain. Drains na almost 80% of the drains on that road have been done. Simain deep filling of the road. You can understand, or ni payment voucher PV na omuncha na ontua adwuma so na onsistan bridge well dodge wo fati kwachro e de akoma era kenoforiata ontua sika no metua ene metua echina that bridge has become a death trap, and it will be on the head of Kenoforiata if God forbid anything goes wrong with that bridge. And I have even stated, say, because of the condition of that bridge, heavy trucks now who uses our road because they are trying to avoid the axle weight. They are trying to avoid the axle weight station at the Afienya toll booth. And they want to call these rocks for Shy Hills now. Then they use that bridge, use the Afienya Dowenya road, come out on the Flower Road and head to Tema to avoid the axle weight, because many of them are overweight, They are damaging that bridge. And say highways for N2 and Amos here to put some kind of barrier there to prevent it. Because bridge, railway bridge, railway Akosombo Mpakadan railway, there's an overhead pass there.
And
the tracks to me fast here. But as MP, I have spoken, I have written letters, I have raised the issues. May the minister now baho abeshe.
Asempa FM.
Also atu hu anamong. But it is up to the Kenoforiata man to release the money for the road to be done.
Because you see, I will say, video, because what we do on community concern is that we encourage young listeners to take videos of issues of concern to them. No more diaba. In the bakucha video, in the Bible, Charlie, it's very dangerous.
I wish I had
extremely
money
dangerous.
of my own that I could construct that bridge.
But
unfortunately, there's a contractor on the road,
and
I don't have the money. Government, it is the responsibility of government to do it. So if there was no contractor on the road, if that place had not been awarded on contract, then I would take some responsibility and say, as MP, I should have drawn the attention of but I have. There's a contractor on the road. I've mentioned his name. I've taken the minister there twice. It now is a money issue.
And I think that what should happen immediately is maybe I was say almost stop big trucks from using the bridge, because what I see in it there. I have made the point severally, but because they are buying road, it's a government road. Some judge cannot go and erect a barrier there to stop people. Absolutely.
Yes, I am the MP, but I don't have that power. The people who have the power is the Ghana Highways Authority, because that road is a highway, is under Highway Authority. What am I saying?
Yes, it's true.
And so I'm using your platform to draw the attention again to it.
Sam, may I now say, you better say you didn't why?
You mean to me that you been May 13th now as usual.
Sure.
I'm sure that this time no. Obi bia oba studio no be bisa say me nchire no toilet back one Messi answer na else.
Yeah, so that's it. So Sam George, a member of parliament for the